Bienvenidos a un episodio más de ZEITUNG. En esta oportunidad estamos en Shambala y este episodio va a ser en inglés. Now I sit in front of Ciska. Welcome. Thank you for accepting my invitation to this program.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so let's start always from the beginning. I say start from where you're from and why you arrived to Bocas.
Okay. Well, we decided about 6 years ago. We are from South Africa, and we came to a point in South Africa where all the children was out of the house, and we wanted to make a move from South Africa. And we looked everywhere to see where it would be possible to go, and we came across Panama. That would at that stage be easier for South Africans to relocate to. And we Googled and looked up and read everything about Panama and all the places, and we decided we want to come here to Panama. And we wanted to be on the Caribbean side of Panama. So what we did is we did all our homework, and we packed our bags, we sold all our things, and we just took off. So we toured a little bit of France before we came to Panama, and we arrived here in Panama about 6 years ago.
So but you've been before in Panama, or was the first time strike with this on mind, like we want to live in there?
Yeah, we were very adventurous because the timing was just not right for us to first visit and see if Panama. And I think we made a decision to say that it doesn't matter, the Panama it will be. And we decided that there's enough places in Panama, and surely somewhere in Panama we'll find a spot that will be comfortable for us. So we have never been to Panama. We just did our online research, and we decided we liked it well enough. And as I said, the requirements for Panamanians, South Africans, was easy enough for us. So we took a leap of faith, and we sold everything, and we just packed up with 4 bags and arrived in Panama.
All right. But when you arrive to Panama, you have in mind Bocas, or you go to different spots and then finally?
We decided to live in various places around the country for at least 6 months. So we said we'll do the Panama City, and then we wanted to go to all the provinces and make sure before we settle that that's where we wanted to. So when we stayed in Panama City, we had all our documents and our bank accounts and our residency taken care of. And while we were living there for the first 6 months, we toured all the places around there. But after that, we decided we had enough now of the city life. We didn't like that at all. So we immediately decided we're going to just go straight to Bocas. Because initially this was our idea, is we wanted to be close to the water. We wanted to be on the Caribbean side. So obviously Bocas was the only option. So we arrived here, and in the island, we stayed at many places around the island, and we just never could decide where in Bocas we want to settle. So when we were still renting a place out in Saigon Bay, we were looking at these boats that were anchored here, and we decided, you know what, why do we have to buy a house? Why don't we get a boat? So being South African, where we were not close to the sea, was a little bit of a crazy idea, but we bought a boat in the US. So we flew to the US, and we took possession of our boat. And we've never been on a boat before, either one of us. But we took that boat, and we learned very quickly. In the 3 months we were allowed to stay in the US, and we learned how to navigate that boat. My husband is an ex-pilot, so it wasn't too bad for him to navigate. But I was kind of out of my element, to say the least. And I learned a lot of things. But it took us 9 months to come back to Bocas from the US. And when we arrived in Bocas, we stayed on that boat for another year. And then we were ready to say, okay, fine, we are ready to go to land now. And we still want to stay in Bocas. So we were still happy to stay here. So we sold the boat, and we got our first house in 6th Street, and that's what we bought, yes.
All right, so this is a great adventure, no? It's like move out of South Africa, find a country in the middle of the other continent, then go, you stay, buy a boat.
Yes.
And go back in, this is a sailing boat, no?
Not sailing, it was a big motor yacht. So it's not sailing because we are not sailors, definitely not. But we had a very big 43-foot motor yacht, which was scary enough for me to navigate anyway because...
you need to cross the Caribbean anyways.
We had to, and I must say, for me personally, I had a few close encounters, and you learn a lot about yourself and everything, and apart from learning about nature and navigating boats and all of that. So my adventure was a very mixed feeling of, being excited one day and being very nervous the next, especially when I had to do my night
shift.
Yes, my night shift, and I was convinced that every tanker was out to get me on the ocean.
Like every big wave.
Big wave. At least we had very good weather, and we only had one crossing that was super bad, but we survived that one. But other than that, we were really blessed with, because we could wait. Every country that we went to, we stayed the maximum allowance of time. So we had about 5 or 6 new countries that we visited, and that was really great. So eventually we arrived back in Bocas, but I was really relieved, yes, to be back. Yeah.
Oh, this is a great adventure.
Well, if I look back now, yes, it was a really great adventure, and it was something new to do. But that is the nature of my husband and I. We always take these crazy adventures and we just do them. We don't think about them too much, like selling everything and coming to a new country. We just make it work. So that was a good one, and it worked out. And everything we've done so far has just worked out really great for us. So
when you moved in the first time of Bocas, before to go for the boat and then like be stable in Bocas, was something in Bocas you fell in love? Like, oh, this is exactly the place I'm looking for.
I think it was a lot about the relaxed culture. At the time that we left South Africa, it was the crime was really bad for us, and we were feeling very in a prison in our own home, because you can't really at night. You have to lock your doors. You can't party and have outside. When the sun goes down, you lock yourself. We had very big security because the crime was really bad in South Africa. So being in Bocas and taking my bicycle to the cafe at night was an amazing experience for me. It was just not something you've done, So the freedom of just being relaxed, having relaxed people around you as well, and being able to move around at night and not having that worry and concern. And then I think the big difference, there's sea life, there's bush, and you can do a hike, and you can snorkel, and you can go on a boat. So all of that was really very good, and that kept us here, the nature, the sea and everything around that. And there's so much around here to look for and see. So we just kind of settled into this relaxed atmosphere right away. And we just love water. So being around and surrounded with the water was just really amazing, yeah.
And when in this moment, maybe it was before in your life, you appears with the idea of the place where we are now. So for introduce the people where we are sitting now, this is your shop, and it's called Shambala.
Yes.
And so when all this appears in your mind or in your life, like all this essential, like the rocks, like incense, and this maybe care of your soul.
Yeah. I think the incense and the crystals has always been some part of my life and my husband's life as well at some stages throughout life. And when we bought our first home after the boat experience, I started selling incense from the house because we really loved it so much, and I burn incense all day, every day. So I started selling it because I couldn't find proper incense on the island. So for the 2 years or 3 years that we were in that house, I started selling the things and started selling a little bit of crystals, and I make insect repellent cream and things like that. So when we decided to sell that house and that property and everything, we had the opportunity to expand. I wanted to expand this. So we were looking for, a place where, and after a long while of searching and looking, we found this space here. And the idea of Shambala started, and because we had so much space, it expanded. And then I was able to put everything in here that is really my passion. And my husband as well helped. He built most of the things inside here. So we expanded, and now it's just really everything I love is in the store. So it's very nice for me to just buy everything that I really truly love and share it with everybody in Bocas. Yeah.
What does mean Shambala?
Shambala is the Buddhist belief. It is a piece of it's a place that you go. It's like peace and tranquility. It's almost like the Christian thinking it's heaven. So we love the idea of Shambala because to us, this little piece we have here is our Shambala, is our peace and tranquility. So I love the idea of having a store that is calm and peaceful and has good energy and good vibes. And this is what we wanted to achieve here in this, having a store like this. Yeah.
I think it's connect anyways with all the process to move to Panama, no? Like
Yes.
you find in Panama and in Bocas this piece of heaven.
Yes.
Like relax, like the experience with the boat and the other house, and now this place.
Definitely, yes.
So when I know Shambala this store is like kind of brand new. But when you start in the process, when you say you sell your incense and stuff in home, when did it start?
When I left South Africa, we only packed 4 bags. That's the total of what we left. But in those bags was some of my incense that I had. So that was always really been a part of us, and we even traveled with it, and we burned incense even while we were traveling through all the countries, and we've traveled to some different countries, the both of us. So it is just always that something that's been, with me. And when we arrived here in Bocas, everywhere that we lived, I continued to burn the incense that I had, and even had to buy the ones that I really loved from Amazon just so that I could keep on doing it. And then I started looking for more because I couldn't find the ones I really loved. And I found a supplier, and because we love it so much and started burning, I just bought more and then more and then more and more. And then some of my friends loved it as well because our house always smelled so nice. So I started giving some of it to them, and then I thought, you know what, this is really good because it smells so good. And I decided then, to start selling a little bit as a hobby for me to keep busy, because we had other businesses that we had at that stage, kayak fishing and things like that. But this was more something, just personal and a hobby that I wanted to just expand a little bit. But it got a little out of hand. I completely took over the study in our place with all the boxes of incense that I had, because there are so many that I really love, and I couldn't just, buy one. I had to buy all 15 ones I want. So it just kind of grew from there. So that when we sold all of that, my idea was to have a bus and have a branded bus, where you can step inside, that had a little shop inside. But the municipality wasn't very keen on me driving around this big bus in the town, I suppose, with all the limitations on space and so forth. So that idea kind of crashed. But we decided to look for something, and we started looking. So it just went from there, and I still need something to keep me busy with, So this is the perfect opportunity for me.
And like always, I thought, and for sure you the same. Like the opportunities disappears when you're ready to get, no? So it's like maybe the boss right now with the process happened in the street with all the construction. But now be safe in a place like where you can see it and the people can come and enjoy and be aware of the rain or all the noise or all the construction process. Sounds like this was your road, no? Like your moment. This is what you needed.
I think this is where we had to end up, you know, and definitely all the other places that we looked at didn't work out until we ended up here. So this was definitely where we needed to be. And even though the roadworks and things in town is a little bit of a chaotic thing, it's still good to be here, and the people are starting to find Shambala and enjoying my love for incense. I'm happy to bring that to the town of Bocas, to have proper good incense. And with that, we thought of branching out a little bit, because we want to say that Shambala is all about wellness, and it's a wellness for your mind, your body, and your spirit. So whether you just choosing, you know, incense for smelling, and crystals for your spirit and your mind, and we want to have meditation things and things. So we're trying to put everything that's good for all three of those things, wellness for all three. Yeah.
And then it's like, I think when you mentioned 6 years ago, I live in here for a little more, and I see how the town, like Bocas town, is like kind of in every single month is a evolution. It's something advanced
Definitely.
and
A change, yeah.
and change a lot. And then I remember in the beginning, in my first year here, was something like this is not exist, and the people don't take care on their own. It's like, well, the people is like, well, I'm wake up because okay, and then I eat because well, I need to do. But right now, I feel the people is change. Like the people take care more. It's more places to get care about to the spirituality, like the soul. Different places offer like meditation, and it's like a good moment for put all together in one place. Is the haven for everyone.
Yes. I think that in the last year or two, Bocas has really expanded in that there's so much more yoga retreats, there's so much more talk and open gatherings for spirituality and meditation. So everybody is starting to come more to that thing, to not, you know, to take care of not just your body, but your mind and your spirit as well, and to have, because we live in a really beautiful place. I mean, we're in nature all the time, and that is such a beautiful thing to experience. So everybody is starting to experience that a little bit on a higher level, which is really amazing and great.
Yeah, it's a good place here, Bocas. It's a lot of places is without people, even without a road. So you need to, if you want to go there, you need to find the way in the jungle or in the ocean to do. Maybe you don't find this in other places. So and then Bocas have a magic, like something in the air, like to kind of put together the people when arrive here.
I think the same type of people find them here in Bocas. So when you arrive in Bocas, you will very quickly find out whether this is your place or not, because it has a kind of magical feeling to it. And the people that are not aligned with that, I think very quickly decide, nah, they don't want to be here, and they go. But the people that have that spark in them and they feel connected to the people and the places and the area, I think those are the people that just stay. And that's so nice, because then all the same type of people eventually end up in Bocas. So it makes it a really great community as well, of people that are all like-minded.
Yeah, it's good. I say, like I told you in the other episode before, it's like Bocas have this magic of you arrive and you stick or you get repelled, like reject immediately. It's like you say, oh, hello, I want to, no, goodbye.
Yeah.
Or welcome, and well, I'm stay here for 3 months, and then finally 6 years later.
It's 6 years later.
It's how Bocas work.
Yes.
So now for go focus in the store. Right now, I mentioned before to you. I remember a couple of I want to say months, but maybe it's more. Andrea sent me to find rocks for you, and you sell on your basically in your home, no? So it's like I text you, hey, I want to go there, so and then you waiting for me, and then you sell from home. Now from that moment to see all your place, what is this feeling? Like you finally get your boxes out of your home.
Yes, it is really exciting because, as I said, for us to expand so much and really put everything that we like into the store is an amazing feeling. I was not expecting this big a space. When we started looking for another place, you know, the space in Bocas is very limited. So I really had a smaller space in mind. And when we found this opportunity, it was like, wow, what are we going to do with all of this space? I didn't in my mind think I could fill this place with everything, because it was really, and it is a big space.
Yeah, it is.
But my husband said to me, you know what, you just take it little by little. You know, we start small and we see where it goes from there. And so he's a very big part of the back end of this shop as well, you know. And he said, no, we'll just start small. And we only had this first quarter of this shop open. We had the small whatever we could put in was in the front, and we didn't know what to do with the back. And we said, okay, that's fine, we'll just keep it going. But we started, you know, expanding and moving back the things, and I figured out I have a lot of things I can put in here. I just don't have a problem to put stuff in here. I have many things. So it's really very nice and expanding, and we're trying to bring things in here that will be for everybody in town, have unique things. So although we started out as maybe just selling incense, and we wanted to expand maybe yoga, meditation, now we have all sorts of things that makes it also like a unique gift store, maybe, if you want, you know. So yeah, it's really, really great.
And always I love to know what is the challenge for the people to build something in Bocas and to keep going stuff in Bocas, because now after 6 years and with the other business, Bocas is a season place. So most of the time businesses appears and disappear really quickly. So what is the challenge, or what was the challenge for you to build this place, to keep going this place?
I think the biggest challenge is to find something that is going to keep on going and not be connected to a seasonal thing. There's so many, you know, seasonal things already in Bocas, like the restaurants and the bars and things, and they only really operate at capacity when there are tourists. And I think if you want to do something like that again, then I suppose you're going to be, big challenge is to have the competition. So I think the big challenge in Bocas is to find something that is unique and that does not really require only tourism. And that is what we try to achieve with the store, is, you know, because the people that live on this island need something like this as well, you know. So that is one big thing. And then the big challenge is getting everything here. Because we live on this little island, everything is so expensive. So trying to find products and things that you can put in the store, but everything has to be imported. You know, a lot of these things I cannot even find in Panama. So everything comes from all over the place, you know, India and the US, and I even have products from Nepal. So it ends up here, and the cost of getting it here, a lot of things I cannot get because the cost would be too good. So the cost of getting things here is is a little bit of a challenge, I think, as well. So I think that is, and then keeping things interesting so that you can be still open and doing things even in the what they call now the low season. But I've decided I do not fall in that category. There's no low season for me because there's so many people living on this island, and I wanted to provide for the people living here as well, and not just the tourists. So hoping that will bring me through the low season. So,
Yeah,
anyway,
this is something like most of the people have a business in Bocas mentioned, like the logistic, like the process to get the stuff you provide.
Yes.
So like yours, I think everything because the wood, this is not a Bocas wood.
No.
So
No,
this
yeah.
is, I really understand when you say this is a challenge to get, special to get everything ready. Even the paint, like the color uses for paint, sometimes is
Yes.
hard to find.
Some basic things
Yeah.
basic things can be hard to find. Yes. Yes, the challenge is definitely there. And then that obviously puts a higher cost on some of the items. I know that a lot of these items can be found in the US for dirt cheap. But that is what I always think is that we are very far away from the US, and everything. So that is one thing is to get everything here. I think that's probably the biggest challenge as well, is to get things. But there's ways around that. I think you just need to really decide how far you're going to go to make this thing work. And then there's always a solution. You just need to be very determined. And I have a very determined husband and very resourceful husband. So he finds a way, to bring things here on a better scale or find things cheaper or something like that. So that we try to, have and something affordable for everybody. Yeah.
And now in the opposite side, it's like, what is the most, let's see, happiness or satisfaction process or feeling in this store, like 6 years living here?
I think this whole store is my happiness. Being able to have this, I really now, after 6 years, we finally found a nice, very comfortable space. We are also living close to the store, so I walk to my work every day, and I get to spend my time between all of these things that really make me happy, and they feel so. That is my happiness, and still being able to walk to the store and ride my bicycle at night and be safe and comfortable. And I think we sometimes feel like you are far away from all the world worries, being here on this little island. So,
That's like basically we're insulated, no?
yes,
It's like,
a little bit of insulated. So you hear about lots of world problems and all of that, and you feel like you're really far away from it being here on this little island, and you can still be surrounded by a lot of beautiful things. And the lifestyle has changed completely. Now it's very more relaxed,
yeah.
and it's good. I think it will add a few more years to my life.
I
Being
have a friend.
relaxed.
I have a friend who say when you're living in a city, you need to be like a lion or like a group of wolves. Like you need to fight all time. You need to running all time. When you move to the island, like us, you kind of change your life for sloth.
Sloth-like, yes.
Yeah, you always just go in
like a turtle or a
yeah,
sloth. Yes.
slow move. It's like, okay, I have appointment at 11. Okay, I go 10:59 and I arrive with half minute on time.
Yes.
So this is something I'm sharing with you. Like all the time I'm living here, it's the same for me. It's like this change is make me happy. Like if I don't use the cell phone, I don't know what happened out of the island. But well, now what is the future of Shambala? What is your goal? Like what you pointing in the future?
I think for now we've only been open for about 7 or 8 months, so we are really very new still. And maybe for now, the future is just to keep it open, to try and make it to the first year of being open and being successful. So that's pretty much the goal for now, is to just make sure that we try and keep this open and that we don't fail or something like that. So that's the first year goal, I suppose. But other than that, I just want to enjoy this life as well. I don't work too hard in here because this is still also my relaxation. Although this is my work, I love what I do, which is very nice, you know. So for the future for Shambala is hopefully we can just continue and expand and just continue to bring things that people will like to buy.
Where the people can find like social media, websites, or similars?
For now, we only have the social media accounts of Facebook and Instagram, and Google, and that's how we operate for now at the moment. We don't have a website. There's too many things to put on that website at the moment, so I'm trying to encourage the people through social media to come and have a look and see what we have here.
This is @Shambala, the Instagram and
the
Facebook.
Instagram is Shambala Bocas.
Shambala Bocas.
Yeah.
The Facebook is the same name, Shambala
Yes.
Bocas.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you for opening the door for me for have this conversation.
Okay.
And you have like a couple of minutes more if you want to say hi to someone or goodbye.
Oh, goodbye.
Uh,
Yeah, I just thank you for the opportunity to speak about Shambala and how we are here, and to somehow get the word out for people to come and have a look at the store, just to see what we have here. And if they need anything, we can always try to find it for them. So if they need some peace and quiet, they can always come and sit in my chair and have a cup of tea or water, anything like that. So I want to share this peaceful environment with people, and they can come and have a look as well. That's about it. Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Yes, thank you for enjoying.
Para todos ustedes, muchas gracias por estar con nosotros. Ciska, fue un placer. Nos vemos en un siguiente episodio.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.